Hello everyone. I hope you're all doing good and keeping yourself safe. Okay, so today we are going to discuss about and learn about how we can have a proper buttons and scoring system using Adobe Animate. Okay, so in the previous one we have discussed about how we can create a simple MOOC with a layout, adding videos, and then we can come to a quiz. So we have already done the quiz thing before. So in the quiz, how we can implement or do some scoring. So today we are going to learn about that thing. So let us start with the Adobe Creative Cloud. You open Adobe Animate. Okay, so saving the time, I have already opened Adobe Animate over here. Okay, so first thing is I'm going to create my scene. Okay, so I'm just using the default one, so it's up to you, but please remember that it should be having ActionScript 3 selected for the platform type. Okay, so now so I'll change the scene background. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to create one text box, and in that scoring will be done, and I'm going to create two buttons for adding and subtracting. Okay, so this is my main background, main layer. Okay, so I'm going to add a text. Okay, so I need some color for the text, maybe. Okay, I'll use the black one. So this is black one. Okay. Okay, so size is 67. We'll make it to 50. Okay, for that you have to choose dynamic text. Okay, so we'll have this dynamic text over here. So I'll make it in the middle. So this is my dynamic text where all the scoring will be done. So now I'm going to add text box. Okay, so I'll use this as add. Okay, I'm going to use another one. It is for sub. Okay, so now I have created these two buttons. So now, sorry, text. So I will be creating it as a, or converting it to a button. So I will go to modify, convert to symbol, and I will use as a button. Okay, so I'll use as btn add. Okay, so I have created it as a button. For instance, I use ins add. Similarly, I will do it for this sub button as well. Convert to symbol, and this is btn sub, and for the instance I will be using ins sub. Okay, so now I have created it as a button. So obviously when we are using text, so we need to create a hit area. Okay, so I'll double click on it. So over here, F6, F6, F6. So I have created this thing. So on here I'm going to create, for example, this hit area. Similarly, I'll go back. Similarly, for sub, I'll be doing the same procedure. F6, 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 and in this I'm going to create a hit area. So that is done. Okay, so now I'm going to this save file. Okay, so this is scoring. So let's see this thing, the output. Okay, so the buttons are fine. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to add the action. Okay, so the first thing is I'm going to stop this display. Okay, now for scoring purposes I'll be needing a variable, so where I can hold this number or scoring. So first thing, okay, so this is the dynamic text. Okay, so I'll be giving it an instance. I forgot to get the instance name, so this will be my for example scoring. Okay, scoreboard, for example, scoreboard. Okay, that is done. So now, okay, so now we can go to the actions. Okay, so we have already created the stop. So now for doing the scoring we need to have some kind of variable, so where we can hold some value once the add or subtract or any button has been clicked. So for that we need to create a variable. So if you have a little knowledge on the programming language, so it is quite easy, and you can, if you don't know the code in ActionScript, it is quite simple. So for that what I'm going to do, we are going to use var. This is the reserve word, so you can see the color change to a bit purple or brownish. Okay, so I'm going to use score. Okay, score, and we need to have a data type. For that we need to use colon int, okay, is equal to 0. So we have created a variable with the name of score, and its data type is integer, and we have assigned up some value that is 0. It's up to you, you can use 1 or whatever value you want to start with, either 1 or with 0. Okay, now we need to create the option that once the add button is clicked, so this should happen, the score should have some increment in it. So if you know the code then it is good, but if you don't know the code, it is quite simple. You can go to ActionScript and you have event handlers, on mouse click event, because this is when the mouse is clicked. Okay, so you can do this thing. Okay, so when you are going to double click on this mouse event, so automatic code is generated, the code streamer will generate code for you. Okay, so what we are going to do, we need this code. I'm just going to cut it. This thing I don't need. Okay, so I'll go to frame over here, I'll just give some space and I'll paste it over here. So this is insert add event listener, mouse event dot click f1 mouse event handler, that is a function, and here is the mouse event or whatever the code. Okay, so this code I don't need, I need my own code over here. And what I'm going to do, when the event button is being clicked, I need increment in the score. So what I can do is score is equal to score plus 1. So one increment in the score will be there. Now if you look over here, this is my scoreboard or the dynamic text that I have created. Okay, so for that I need to change the value for this scoreboard, so it should display this thing. So I'm going to do scoreboard dot text is equal to, so I'll be needing this single score. If you want, you can put score is equal to plus. Okay, so we are doing concatenation. If you don't want, you can leave it empty, so it will not show anything else but only the number. So now we need the score variable score, but in order to do that, because that is an integer event and the text scoreboard is a text, so we need to convert it to string. So for that, to string is a keyword that you can use. Okay, so that is done. Let us see by running it. Okay, so when I run this thing, so I got one output. Okay, so let us close this one. That font should be embedded for any text that may be edited at runtime other than text with use device font settings. So for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on the timeline. Okay, I'm just going to do the embed. Okay, and okay. So now see if we get this error or not. No. Okay, so now S is coming over here. Okay, so first we try to solve this embedding thing. Okay, so I'll click on embed again. Okay, so this is fine. So let us try one more time. Sometimes because my system is slow, so sometimes it's like that. Okay, oh, now it's working. So score is equal to 1. Again I click 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is working perfectly fine. So I can do this thing. Similarly, I have to do it for sub as well. So again I'm going to go to action script, actions. Okay, so I have this thing over here. So what I'm going to do, I'm again going to first click on sub, code snippet, click on mouse event. Okay, just like that. Back. Actions. One. Sub. Submit. I don't need that thing. Please do not convert it to okay, so if it is saying to convert to a movie clip, please do not convert to a movie clip, otherwise your code will not work. Okay, so I'll come over here and I will, this is for subtraction. So instance sub, you can see over here instance sub. So here I'm, instead of +1 I can do -1 and rest remains the same. So if it is better, you can do the comment. So it's a good habit. So 2 forward slashes, that code for addition This is code for subtraction. We can run this now and see how it works. Okay, so that is perfectly working fine. Okay, so this is how you can create the scoring for your quiz, or you can embed it in your book. Okay, now, but this is not the case. Sometimes we have to have some conditions going on. So for that we can use if conditions. Okay, so for example, okay, so if a score is greater than 4, that means we have 5. Okay, so we can have parenthesis. Okay, so if a score is greater than 4, then we can use trace. Trace will give you, okay, so congratulations, you have passed the quiz. So this is one text that will be appearing in the output screen. Okay, so this is what we have done for the score is greater than 4. Else, if the score is not greater than 4, we are going to add the score. So now we are going to save this file, we are going to run it and see how it works. So I'm going to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now congratulations on the output screen that you have passed. Okay, so I can go back and do the same with this. Okay, so here what you can do is, like, if the score is greater than 4, you can move it to the next frame, or to do some task, or you can generate the certificate for the user. If you want to use nested, so here we can use, so this is 4. Okay, if so you can use nested if you want to. Okay, so nested if is score is greater than, or sorry, greater than, for example, 2. So you can have something. Okay, here we can have else. Okay, for example, if the score is greater than 2, sorry, you can do better in the quiz. You can do better in the quiz, and over here I'm just going to remove it from else. Okay, and I will be putting it on top, and then I'm going to use the if condition. So here, okay, copy. Okay, you failed in the quiz. Okay, so now what happened is, first we are going to increment in the score, and then we are going to check if the score is greater than 4 or not, or if it is greater than 2 or not. Okay, so at okay, syntax error. Okay, so there is some error. Let us see this one. Okay, close this one. If score 1, 2. So what is the syntax error? Forgot to close this. Okay, score. So now it is working fine. Okay, so here same thing happens when you are doing it for subtraction. Okay, so in subtraction, because obviously if I go beyond 0, then it will be having -1, so I have to check if. Okay, so in this